Well, after I suggested that Cloud9 have had some of their best wins on this map, Cobblestone, the one we just looked at, they get absolutely blown out in a fashion that they didn't even really contest the match at all. I think that shake of the head from nothing explains everything. We now go to DUST2. This is the map Cloud9 lost to Renegades to open up the tournament. It's a tough ask because Mo's hitting shots, and that AWP is going to be promising on the T side.
To be fair, Scoodoodle's coming to life as well. Pretty much the only player having any impact there in the rounds. They did win, I have to say, in terms of picks across the board as well. So hopefully he can continue that form. He's a player known to be decent on DUST2. Needs to be a little bit more assertive at times in terms of his positioning. Needs to be told what to do, famously. But it seems to be rectifying that and being a little bit more dynamic on the map as well. So I do think this one will go the distance. I really do feel like this is the testing ground for the final mono map here. I actually do think it's actually quite well matched.
Yeah, well, that seems to be the case in best of threes. We talk about this, especially when it's a ban pick rather than ban format, because you're obviously going to be the middle ground. You each get to pick your best. Well, you get to ban out your worst, which may happen to be the other team's best. Pick your best that's left over. Ban out your least favorite after that, and then obviously the one that's left over is something you both agree you're not that bad at, so it tends to be a good neutralizer. Yeah. It may not necessarily be the best CS in that way, because it may not be a map that you have the most executed discipline on, or perhaps approach to, like in terms of tactics, but it usually lends itself to good action because you get individualism in that sense, and you're not terrible on it.
We'll see what happens here. It looks like it will be Cloud9 starting on the CT side. They have got some very strong executions, Cloud9 on the T side especially. You saw it in that Renegades game. Lots of situations where it's actually the bomb being planted before a single kill was actually gathered from either side. So that's something to keep in mind. We'll see what happens here as we get into the final map of this evening. We've had 4 best of 3s today. This is the final one. And we'll see whether it's going to be Cloud9 going to the semi-finals or indeed Gambit. Here we go then. 5 players for Gambit heading towards the B side of the map. They've got 4 sets of armor, 1 smoke. This does suggest a smoke in front of the tunnels, flash in and push through. A very simple approach, but can be very effective at the same time. That smoke just denied vision for the CTs and stops them having that 1 bullet potential with the USPs. We'll see that smoke has dropped, or whether it's just going to be a smoke for the doors once they get in past the tunnel checkpoint now.
Stewie trying to find the shots with the USP. Can't quite land it. Hobbit does in turn. It's going to be that with the Glock all the way through. And Hobbit's following up again. This is a name before this weekend I had not uttered across my lips, and suddenly it's coming out a lot because he's got 2 kills already and nothing held off in the window by exactly that man as he does good damage through from the box behind. It's suddenly a 3-man situation for Cloud9. They try and work their way back in. Adren in behind the doorway as well. Sees the flashes coming through. He's not blinded up. Hobbit's got a 3rd. Hobbit's got a 4th. Hobbit's got a 5th. It's the ace as he shuts down Cloud9 on the pistol round.
Very, very nice stuff there from Hobbit. 5 kills, as you said. An ace in the pistol. Not bad at all. A very simplistic approach in terms of the tactic deployed there. 5 towards the B tunnels. Walk in. And like I said, if the CTs don't find that first headshot, can be very detrimental to them indeed. And yeah, smoke was used towards the door area. I speculated maybe the tunnels, but not meant to be. Stewie gets tagged through the doors there. Leg shot, so not doing too much damage, taking down 59 HP. Not a force buy here from the CT this time. Just going to be having some upgraded pistols and no armor. I think that's probably a good call. It's pretty difficult to get anything going with the 5.7s, PT50s here on DUST2. And we'll see whether Gambit, they should walk away with this one. As we get to round number 2 here, they've got 3 UMPs, a scout, and Hobbit on the AK, of course. He's got a little bit more money than everyone else after finding 5 frags in the pistol round.
Round Adren as he tries to tap in. Still, though, they've got Shroud on that ledge. He's not gone for the drop down, and Skittle hitting the shot from Farm. He doesn't yet have to. He can still sit there for another shot, but Mo better with the scout. Will take him down. Shroud pushes forward. Not double peeking. He gets away with that. He's going to fall back. Still 2 men on this catwalk position, but that gives up long as they don't rotate quite in time toward CT spawn to cover off the cross. It allows Hobbit again to pick up yet another kill.
Yeah, pandemonium there towards short, but Dozier comes in from long and just makes things a little bit easier for his teammates. He finds just 1 frag, but takes the attention away from that position. I mean, he can actually get bomb planted, and now 2 players remaining. It will be Stewie 2K, picked up the scout and automatic with the UMP as well. Finds a kilometer. It is a 2-on-2, but whether they'll go for this is yet to be seen. I would suggest they probably save those weapons at this point, not get to win the round of other kits, and still 2 players to find. Take the scout and UMP into the next round and see if they can cause some more damage here with the exit frags.
Exactly that. Both approaches of the exit. The only way through safely without a confrontation is down towards CT spawn. Stewie with the Eagle. Automatic UMP. They're going his direction. Pops out a little bit early. Goes wider. I think he was a little bit off in his sound recognition because Hobbit was closer. And he was ready for the AK, therefore getting the kill. Puts Hobbit on 7 kills over the 2 rounds that we've had. Fantastic start for him.
Well, scout is saved over those. Stewie Definitely a formidable player with his weapon. Has got a good spawn as well. Let's see if he does challenge. I would suggest he probably does. Try and get this first headshot. Going to be going for it. Oh, wow, through the door as well. Mo gets taken down. Good start here on the third round for Cloud9.
God damn. Automatic's got aggressive on Catwalk as a result. We'll tag into a Dren as he jumps up onto the Cinders to spot out the corner. That'll push him back. He doesn't want to overextend given that they've got the man advantage. There's no need to give that away on Cloud9's side, especially with the weaponry. They've got to play smart and disciplined. Dren's still searching for something in that Catwalk position. He's pulled Zeus back to top mid as well, but again, mentioned, Automatic spawn far more passive. He's backing all the way toward the A site. Double stack out toward long as well with Skadoodle and Shroud. Stewie and nothing, therefore covering off mid and B.
Flash goes over, and Stewie loses vision towards short there. Dren and Zeus made their way up. Those here got to do the same challenge as well. Throws a nade in. Will successfully take the bomb towards short. It's going to be automatic though. Desert Eagle in hand. We saw what he can do with this weapon on Mirage. There'll be the commitment coming in from Gambit, I'm not so sure, as they fall back towards middle here. Could go for the mid-split. There's a player in upper tunnels as well, so that would make sense at this point. I know Stewie's going to be there with the scout, and he could be actually rotating him over towards A, so he could be taking out the round. Just poor or nothing in towards the B site, and he's only got the P250 unarmored, of course. Got some damage here. Could find one kill. Not meant to be, though, as Adren takes him down.
Yeah, and this is going to have to be conceded. They've already got B site with 4 up. Doji and Hobbit spray into the corner where the smoke is. Make sure there's no one waiting to try and catch them off late. Stewie will do what he can with the scout from afar. They've got a chance to try and make something of this, but no kids. It's just about getting money down, forcing up reinvestment. And you kind of have to weigh the odds on if that's even worth it, because when doing so, look at the kills they're giving to SMGs, which is building up the bank now on the Gambit side.
Indeed. Well, good news is for Cloud9 as a whole, they didn't force buy into that second round, so they're going to have a nice full buy going into this one. Presumably the AWP will come out in the hands of Skadoodle, and they managed to get defuse kits, M4s, incendiaries and smokes as well. So this is actually looking quite promising now for Cloud9 in terms of the buy itself. 3-0 there for Gambit. They ran away with Combo 16-2. I can't believe that actually happened after the battering they received on Mirage, but here we go. Round number 4. Things start to get interesting here on DUST2. I've looked at the setup for Cloud9. Skadoodle and nothing, patrolling towards long. Hard default though for the terrorists, not really giving anything away here. They've got 2 UMPs, so presumably towards mid doors, that would make sense. Keep things nice and close range and a little bit more mobile towards the B site. Automatic and Stewie will be defending that area.
Hobbit with the AK back down toward middle. Mo still just waiting for his teammates to make calls. Not going to get aggressive on this T side. Did cover cross obviously at the start. The ZWP does, but now is going to leave it to the rifles and the SMGs to try and find openings. 2-2 split, therefore among the rest of them. And he throws out utility to allow them to get to corner. The flash to push Skadoodle back. Double smoke as well. They've completely isolated Skadoodle. And nothing inside pit has to be careful because Doja wraps around. Lovely shot, and nothing catches out both as he gets the headshot on Zeus as well. Shroud, he's found Hobbit. And he's going to turn back. Needs to be a little bit cautious of long because bombs still approach. Those 2 smokes still there. I like the approach. A double smoke setup for Gambit.
What?
And a Dren wrapping back around, catching Shroud off means they've still got a chance to get this bomb in position. Throw it across. No further smokes available, and low HP for a Dren means Mo's got to go get back toward it, but they're both low, and Automatic shows up in time.
Well, there it is. The first gun round comes in favor of Cloud9. You can see the approach from Gambit coming in. Those isolation smokes towards the long corner, trying to shut in. Nothing there towards the pit, but he rises to the occasion, finds 2 lovely frags. That first one especially. Great work from him. Doesn't dent the economy too much for Gambit. I think they've got another full buy going forward as they did take those UMPs into the previous round. It's not as promising as I thought. You can see they've got 2 AKs, now 3 AK, and a Galil for Dosia, the opposite hands of Mo. No, it looked very close though. Fast play though. This is much different than we saw in the previous gun rounds. There was a full default before. This time just walking up towards short, taking a bit of a gamble. There's no AWP in the middle position. That actually pays off as well. They can do a fast execution here. They've got 3 smokes in total. Use it on the side and try and take vision away from Skadoodle, who hasn't got the AWP. He's only got the scout here, so this could be the right place to go.
Skadoodle peeks out, realizes they're already there. Again, you mentioned it. It's the scout, not the AWP. They're blinded, but he still can't find the shot. And I'm not sure he's aware that one player's gone by exactly that. As the Dren gets the shot, Zeus over the top, Shroud hit one well with the M4, but Mo's now on top of the site with an AWP, looking down toward nothing's position at long. In the meantime, Stewie, he's still clearing out mid, making sure there's no lurk in bottom tunnels, as we often see, to catch off the rotation onto Cap. And as he gets there, Automatic will start to go. The AWP, though, catches off nothing as Mo hits the shot. Bomb planted inside long boxes. Safely so. Stewie's got to be careful. Tries to get his head down, but Adren turns back in time, and it's 11 HP for nothing. A smoke to get him away, but watch the rotation through doors. At mid, it doesn't even matter. Zeus drops down and finds him.
There it is. E9 filling the bird a little bit more there. Quite a simplistic approach from Gambit. So towards shore, like I said, he can gamble there in terms of taking a risk when they walk it towards shore, and it's hoping their AWP's going to be there. They were limited in terms of the utility, and luckily for them, the AWP wasn't recovered in the round. Cloud9 won. They had a scout on Skadoodle. He can't do much about that A approach, and the round gets shut down. Mo with the AWP as well. Does that do damage? It looked like it did once again, but not going to land just yet. It's 4-1 in favor of Gambit. Another eco for Cloud9 here. Deagles and a PT50, 2 flashbangs, not particularly stacking a specific area on the map here. 3 towards A, 2 on the B side as well. Automatic at the mid doors. So that Deagle once again. Well, for now, Gambit know it's a full reset for the CT, so don't need to fully commit at this point. Try and find that first pick, wait for a CT to make a mistake, or try and hunt for some information at this point. Once they find that, stick together, use the utility properly, and get the bomb planted. This could be quite a basic approach from this map. Well, in this round, I should say.
Yeah, she's got a position at the long cave. No one going to be able to push back through and catch off with any aggression on Cloud9's side with pistols. And Adren's starting to push up on this catwalk position with nothing all the way over on the site itself. Has to confront a P250 rather than a Deagle. It's Shroud. It does have the range game to his advantage if the pistols, you want to give them any advantage and send away as Hobbit already around the corner. Bad flash though comes, actually I can't take that back. I thought it looked like it came over the top. It was actually thrown by the CT, so in that sense it was good, but they couldn't capitalize on it because of their positioning, and nothing, only managing one before Doji gets him down. Automatic suffers the same fate. Adren wrapping in. It's all A side. We haven't seen much on B at all. Not since a mid split. That's the only way they've gone into B thus far.
And the pistol.
Right, okay, well that's always a little bit different, isn't it, Henry?
Yeah, I'm just
Stop
making sure we're being truthful to the game, you know.
It's true.
Stewie 2K. Desert Eagle in the spawn. Some damage inflicted by nothing. Got a headshot on towards Adren as well, but it's going to be Moda finishing off 5-1 in favor of Gambit. There is, it's not really about to say there's probably a buy available for Cloud9. They have to take another eco here on the chin. They've got 2600 on automatic. Shroud 4K. Stewie 2K. In more ways than one. That's the money he's got. And it's his name. That works quite nicely, doesn't it, Matt?
It does quite, you know, it's nice when things work out in that fashion.
Well, Zeus reading it quite nicely. He's going to be bringing out a Mac 10. He'll be able to mow through these on other players. And once again, another tag coming through the door. This time, Mo. It's Stewie 2K down to 50 HP.
Cloud9's fallen off since the first game, haven't
Yeah,
they?
right.
This is just tremendously overwhelming for them. Gambit's hitting on all cylinders, and they've gone dead quiet. 5-1 again. Money for Gambit, looking potentially to be 6-1. They've brought up a Mac 10. Zeus keeping track of things perfectly. He's going to be able to probe out everything, push in, get aggressive, find where they're playing, and not really give up anything costly, especially because it's a Mac 10, which bodes well because they don't have armor on the CT side, so he's got the advantage, and if they pick it up, well, they've definitely got armor on the T side, so that gun's not going to be as promising as something, even say as example as the UMP.
Well then. PT50s and USP for Skadoodle. Next round, they will get $2,400 on top of what they already have, so they all can come out for sure and hand Skadoodle. They could go, I think I'm almost going to say it's going to be a double orb setup next round. This is the perfect time to bring it out. A little bit desperate in terms of what's happening so far. It's 6-1 down. Got the money to bring out the double orbs. I would say it's almost a lock-in at this point to bring that setup in. Towards B we go, though. You can just walk into the side at this point. Stewie maybe able to find one kill, but that's probably all he'll find. There it is.
Oh, you never know, that second flash. He's got the AK up for free, but there's a shot from Mo. If he had pulled that AK out and hit that, I would have said they had a chance in the round, but that shot from Mo up close was absolutely lovely. And not only that, swaps to the pistol, gets a second. Adren follows up 6-1, as we said it should go to. Cloud9, now or never, wake up, because you could be out in groups. It would be all 3 of the teams that I picked to make it through this tournament and be the favorites gone before the playoffs.
Well, there you go.
Dignitas, Optic have already departed.
No,
Cloud9 is close to doing so.
No double orb setup here, but we have got a sick long spawn for Dosia. It's one of the few maps you can actually take these long spawns consistently and find frags here. He will take it. The smoke isn't perfect for the corner, but he gets out the blue bin all the same. City's probably just have to submit at this point. Looking to challenge a little bit more, seeing many players jump towards the pit, but maybe we'll push back towards short at this point. There'll be one player towards car. I like this from Stewie, though.
Yep.
After that heavy aggression towards the long area, he's actually gotten to the B tunnels, got a ton of info here. It means his teammates can stay strong towards A. Don't have to worry about the rotations just yet. And I think Stewie, if he went towards low, I could have got got a free kill there, but still towards T-spawn, that can be very beneficial. I don't think the T's will see this coming whatsoever.
Problem is that Hobbit's going to go back up in towards the tunnels and could bypass or catch him out. And Zeus is rotating in. Stewie, is he going to be ready in time? Does hear him coming. Drops him down. Now Hobbit can turn on him, and this is where he has to be aware of the fact that he didn't check these tunnels and catch him out. Hobbit's going to bypass as well. They want into the B site regardless. Flash comes through. And Hobbit's going to be sitting in the open. He turns it back in time. Does hit the shot. Stewart goes down.
That's so well played from Hobbit. He doesn't want the kill there. He wants to get the positional control of the B site. Call is clear. He knows the players in B tunnels as well. He's aware. Takes him down now. Gambit, have the advantage. The rotations come in. It's going to have to be a quick retake here from Cloud9. If they act now, they can probably stop the T's coming in and actually strongholding this position. But can Hobbit hold them off? That's the question. No grenades for the T's whatsoever.
Hobbit looking toward the window with Skadoodle sitting on the outside of it. Adren down below to hold it off. And they've got to make a call, Cloud9. This is one of those ones where you almost have to be disciplined. Do you just consider the save? Keep 4 guns up. Because right now they've only got 1 kit and they're getting flashed off. I think they're backing away. The problem is Adren's so close. He can capitalize. Down goes Skadoodle. That's the AWP. Shroud will capitalize on him in return, but they can't get back toward that gun and they're going to hold it off. Shroud doing what he can. Still not going to be in position for a retake and go for the round. They're looking for the exits. And that AWP, if the bomb goes off, should be blown down toward the CT spawn. So Shroud can hold it off with nothing. They could get that back. The last one holding it off is Mo, and that's a lovely shot onto Shroud. But here's where the bomb matters. Mo's down. AWP in tunnels as well. Did they get both? Did they try and... They do. They get both. The double op setup as that other one went towards CT.
Well, that's good news for Cloud9. In terms of buying up around, they can probably just about squeeze out some Famises, maybe 1 M4. And still a chance. I did say this would probably be the go-to strategy when things get a bit desperate. You bring out that AWP, and they will be not necessarily forcing into this one, but they bring some deagles with the double AWP setup. So I think at this point, I'd probably be forcing into this fully. Let's just try and do what we can. 2 AWPs is a great asset to have and could be a good adjustment. Bringing the Famises in, maybe some UMPs, I think would have been great. Unfortunately, Stewie tries to challenge towards lower B, taken down. That's one of the AWPs dropped.
Dropped and not recoverable as well, which is the other aspect to it. Mo is continuing to go on a tear. He's up to 8 kills, 9 for Hobbit, 11 for Adren.
Yeah.
Hobbit, speaking of, is going to start to work inside of the site. Baits out a shot. Skadoodle takes him down, and Mo is able to respond immediately as a result. Smoke off on door. Molotov on the window. Nothing. Sitting, waiting, and holding with that second of AWPs that they had, and is already going to commit to saving it. 8-1 again for Gambit. Now, keep in mind, on day 1 of this tournament, we saw a lot of 8-1 scorelines that were pulled back. So it's not done for Cloud9, but the problem is they're on the CT side, which is much harder to bring money back to their favor, and that second op that they tried to hold once more is lost, so nothing has to hold this.
Yeah, he's towards long doors for now, but Zeus certainly on the hunt here. It seems nothing going to be anticipating this position. Should nail this shot, which he does. Takes him down. That does give his position away, and you can see the rotation coming in. I think it's Dozier trying to catch him as he goes towards the pit. Nails a shot, but it's going to be nothing. Finding his second frag of this round, and he should be able to hold on to the AWP at this point. So,
they're not going to make it.
I guess that still works out. They save an AWP into the next round, and they have money. Didn't fully invest into that one. So they've got 6K pretty much average across the board. So a nice full buy coming in. I think they dropped that AWP to Skadoodle. I would say the double AWP setup still wouldn't be the most horrible idea in the world right now. Stewie could bring that out for the B side, potentially. Still going to be sticking with their traditional formation. There are 4 M4s and Skadoodle on the AWP. We haven't seen them really have that real traditional gun run as of yet. This Gambit locking them down, controlling the money situation as we go into round number 10. 8-1 here. Looking a little bit grim overall for Cloud9.
Molotov off in front of Hobbit will slow him. Additional smoke deployed as well. It's Stewie on his own inside of that B site. Automatic inside of middle. And interestingly enough, we're seeing an early rotation and transition for Skadoodle to get down on the AWP at Cat. He's known to do this from time to time. It's one of the only things he does get dynamic with. When I say that critically of him, because we already talk about, and Dazed has mentioned it, Sean Gares has mentioned it, it's been talked about that he almost needs to be told what to do at times. The difference being is that Nothing has a lot more pressure to hold on long in this situation, because if he loses that, it's a rotation back, and Mo's going to hit automatic for the AWP. That puts Skadoodle out of position. Smoke off will cover it so they can't push through, and he'll go for the drop shot.
Well then, 5 on 4. Still a minute to play with as well. Skadoodle is currently towards short. Holding them off, they went for the execute here, but it looks like the focus will be back towards B. Bomb and 4 players in total towards that position. We have got Zeus, I believe, towards the mid doors. He'll be holding for the rotations. His teammates just going to walk in. Skadoodle make it Stewie, actually, and towards that B side with the M4. Doesn't really have much to work with here. One flashbang and an M4, and the teammates can't really help him out at all.
Counter flash does find one, bomb down, looks for the second, but Hobbit's already inside of the site. And again, finding the entries. We'll drop down the only defender, Mo, immediately onto the default plant as a result. Still, though, it's 4 versus 3. Cloud9 have 2 kits to work with. These reasonable HP. Shroud's close enough, fast enough, but Mo's gotten away with the AWP to find himself a position in behind the box where he can cover off the doors. And a quick spam for the chance shot on top of where the box is if they do try and boost above the smoke. It's not looking any better as the rounds go by for Cloud9 because now it's starting to be the B site that they get. Remember, I said that A was promising for them. It's changed again. And Zeus hunting toward middle. And Shroud in front, shoulder peeks it, and perfectly takes his head off.
Oh, that was so nice from Zeus there. Just baits out the shot to begin with, and then this wide faces him and takes the head off him. Absolutely 9-1 for Gambit. Finding that first pick, they slowed it right down. In towards B they went. You can see Stewie in a decent position there, but just as he takes cover, that's when the T's actually fully commit towards the B side. And when he refaces, he only finds one. A refrag comes in, and pretty much he was the last line of defense on that side of the map. He only finds 1 kill. The smokes come down. Molotov's at the window as well. Shroud outside couldn't really do much about his teammates there. They do save a little bit there, Cloud9. 2 players surviving, so double AWP set up. Like I said, when things get a little bit desperate, this is normally brought out, but it might be past that point. This stage is good. He boosts up towards short this time. He'll be looking into lower B with this AWP. Not just yet. Normally this boost does suggest that. Here it comes.
Mo spot mid with bomb. He can rotate either direction that way based on information that he does find. Zeus and Doja. A side, Hobbit and Dren B side. And Stewie this time on that second AWP is playing fence, which is such a tight position to play, but he gets the lineup before they're anticipating his presence, and therefore he can catch them off as they set for perhaps bounce nades, smokes inside of the site. Skadoodle, he has the boost, but that Molotov's going to transfer that back, so that'll give them some mid control. Man advantage, though. Stewie does find Hobbit exactly as mentioned, wasn't ready for him to be there. And he immediately rotates back inside of the site. It pulls automatic out of mid, but right now they've gotten 3 players inside long because the boost on Cat means that no one's down toward that pit position. And Adren coming up Cat. There's still a chance that they can isolate Cloud9, hold them off, and capitalize. Skadoodle wants to go out toward the corner, looks to think to peek, but doesn't go all the way into it, doesn't commit. Smokes go out as a result. He's isolated. They've gotten up. They've crossed it over. Shroud's alone. He's got to contend with 2 coming in from Cat, but he's found 1, and a second onto Doja. Looks at long, sprays it down, and Shroud finally gives Cloud9 a second round.
Yeah, convincing one of that as well. Shroud finding 3 kills at that M4A4 as Stewie damping things up with the AWP towards that B side. That's why the double AWP that can be so tremendous there. And this is the replay of Shroud doing great work. Fantastic timing there. Nothing finds a kill as well. This is the long-range spray. A heavy commitment against Mo, but manages to get away with it.
And Nothing's kill is extremely important because it was Adren coming in from Cat, which would have put Shroud in a very awkward position with 2 on the site.
Yeah, indeed. Still 2 AWPs come in, and this should be a kill for automatic. Oh, let's get it all to actually kick things off. There we go. The short control actually working out a little bit better here for Cloud9 instead of their standard long approach. They're actually allowing Gambit to have long at the beginning of the round here.
And that's the thing. Doja's capitalized by taking it. They're definitely reading that well, Skadoodle. That shot could have changed the whole round and definitely secured it. Remember, it's 9-2, and we've just had a reset of what was 6 rounds. Obviously 5 the bonus, but might as well throw that 6 in there for good measure. Because Cloud9, with this double up setup, as it were, they've got to hold on to this. They've got to make sure they convert this into a win. But then they have a chance to pull the half back. In fact, they could almost break. Yeah, they would break Gambit with this win. The exception being Mo.
Yes, that's right. Well, 5 on 4. They managed to get that first pick once again. Adren has gone down. Dosia in the pit, though. They know he's there. Gambit could actually use that to their advantage at this point. So they know Skadoodle will be focused on that position. 3 players towards the mid doors for now. Looks like they'll be boosting up towards short, and they could go for an A split at this point with Dosia coming in, this being a thorn in their side throughout this campaign. And here we go then, Nothing to receive first. Doesn't drop down just yet. It's going to be receiving incendiaries from his teammates, and down he goes towards CD spawn.
Don't know if he thought he was going to fall there or not. I think
he was.
Yeah, he was on the last pixel. I think he wanted to wait because that Molotov would have held him off and would have bought him more time. But speaking of time, automatic gets inside of middle, finds 2, has bomb, looks for Hobbit, can't transfer it just yet, tries to control, taps instead. Hobbit will pull it back. And as that happens, Doja works up long, finds 1, but Skadoodle pulls it back, and Hobbit's got the bomb. He's going to rush this toward the B site, but Stewie's already there.
Yeah, he can't win this.
33 HP. Yeah, you're dead right. 11 seconds. He'll back away and just save his AK-47.
Well, there it is. Great work from Automatic there. They got some information. There's a player in towards pit. Spotter's free on short as well. He pushes to his mid doors and waits for them to fall back there at that point. Finds 2 great headshots, and he takes So in total, double AWP setup still ringing true at this point.
This is going to be a pause, and I'm not sure. Gambit calls it. Now, the reason being is Mo's got $7,000. 40.50, I guess, for Adren. They've got 28.50. Hobbit's got 3.50, but he saves the AK, and it's 4,300 for Doji. They're going to force into this. The question is how they want to do it. Because Mo could drop out one, give Zeus a full buy, or does he go on to the AWP?
I think you want Mo on the AWP. Considering the way he's been playing so far, a Tech9 and one player and him having the AWP, I think, would be more beneficial for the team as a whole. We'll see what happens here. 9-3. And it seems like Cloud9 finally starting to arrive here. They get a couple of rounds in a row here. As we go to round number 13, this is the final map of the best of 3. Loser goes home. Winner finds a place in the semi-finals. So it's a good time to take a pause here for Gambit, I think. They've had a good run so far, but don't want to let Cloud9 get into this game. They can win this round and stabilize the money, that'd be great. But Cloud9, they can still go 6 rounds here. That's not a bad half, all things considered, the way things kicked off here. They're actually down, what? 8-1 at one stage. 9-1, I should say. Matches unpaused. The buy comes in. Mo does pick up that AWP. 3 AKs, like I said, one player on the Tech9, not a huge deal. If Mo can find a pick for them, they can quickly salvage a weapon, and I think that's probably the best protocol here. Unpause comes in. Sui uses those nade towards middle to cross the doors. Not 100% effective, but they managed to get through safely this time.
That one Tech9 on Zeus because of that call. They did go for the AWP, and Hobbit's got the entrance. That brings the guns back to 4 level, plus that Tech9. Now, Shroud, if he had held down, he might have been able to get a kill. Goes for the Molotov, sprays through. It's actually Skadoodle with the second hit. Now he's stepped up as Hobbit will fall. Bomb dropped on the corner. Not quite sure it's envisioned for Shroud, but Skadoodle should be able to spot that. Regardless, it's grabbable from Zeus without being presented, and a shot comes back through. Skadoodle has no choice but to peek it back, and that's why they want the AWP, as Mo will find up too. Automatic's had enough of that. Corner off the, or rather, smoke off the corner off the smoke.
It works.
But that'll give them the chance to go for the elevator boost and give Stewie, who's now on the AWP, a chance to cover it long. They've not cowered away from this either. They're going to sit and hold Gambit.
Yeah, really exciting round so far, but now it comes down to the 2-on-2. 1 minute remaining. We've seen what Mo can do with that AWP so far. Got them back in the round, but Stewie with a great shot towards the pit. Takes him down, now 2-on-1. Zeus, the old veteran, towards top of him, has got the bomb as well.
They hear this. Good play. Automatics heard Zeus wrapping back around. He was the one with the bomb. And on Cat, it's Cloud9 picking up 3 in a row to make it 9-4. This is the break. This is a full break.
North American fans in the crowd, it seems.
Inside with this team, I'm almost like, Canada, Shroud, don't forget, please.
Don't forget. Well, they have broken the money. You mentioned it before. Big round for Cloud9 there, and 9-6 is a real possibility. This game has actually got back in their reach, at least. It was 9-1 before. Now finding 3 rounds in a row. Little B rush coming in, it seems, but the Molotov should slow them down. But decent flashbangs. They actually have managed to get out of the tunnel, but Stewie lands in. Impressive shot there, looking for the second. Can't find it.
Hobbit, though, again finds his way in. Damage on one, a kill on the other, and it's suddenly inside of the site where they pick up an AWP. And I was going to say Stewart. I've been impressed, Stewie, with his AWP potential as of late. He seems to be more commonly the second AWP player on this team, but watch the rotations down through bottom mid. Nothing in Shroud. This should be a trade because Doji's in prime position, but he's only got the P250. He's going to have this perfect potential placement on Crosshair, and I think they're going to look this way. He's looked the wrong direction. Looks back. They don't. And it is a trade. Shroud, good response because Zeus was trying to capitalize by pushing back through the tunnels. And him getting gifted that second kill means it's just the AWP and a Dren left inside of the site. And then AWP from Hobbit is going to watch the window. No push through yet from Skadoodle. Flash in. Now he goes. Dren underneath. Good shot. Hobbit finds Shroud. And he can focus in the front. Hobbit! He's got Precious in his pocket because he finds another round for Gambit.
Wow. Okay, then Tech9s and P250s. As Stewie only gets 1 kill. If you're by yourself in the B site, it's an all-in commitment to be there, and that's such an aggressive position at the start of the round. You normally want to be towards that window so you can get 1 kill, drop back. He goes a little bit more oil in that point and manages to only get 1 kill. Gambit with a smoke as well. It's down to the 2 versus 1, but Hobbit landing those shots. And we go to round number 15 here. Hobbit with a decent spawn towards long. Oh, could actually have an opportunity here to find that second shot, but we'll have a look at the buy for Cloud9 overall. A scout, 2 pharmacies, no kits. Automatic does have the AWP, but nothing. He is no more. Zeus takes him down towards long.
Shroud gonna rotate back down, play swing. What a round for them to steal away. Hobbit with 4 very important contributions to the round. The kill, the assist, and then the 2 on the AWP. Speaking of AWP players, but not the gun. It's Skadoodle missing a shot on the scout down toward Pit. Same one that I wasn't able to accomplish last time. They did win that round, but then Hobbit again holding this second AWP. I have to say, Mo's been hitting shots, but Hobbit to me is impressing beyond belief. I had no idea this guy had so much potential. I knew they talked highly of him, but he's showing it now. And Automatic gets caught on a refrag and a repeak from Mo. The AWP down. That was their chance to equalize the round. It's now 4 versus 2.
Indeed it is. Shroud and Stewie, no kits, no nades. And they're going to be segregated as well. Stewie drops just up to poor old Shroud now in his common position towards CD spawn. That's quite an impressive shot at that point. Now we know exactly where he is. Bomb will be planted. They don't necessarily even have to face him at this point. Plant the bomb. I think that is in the hands of Zeus. It's a nice open plant for short as well. And not really much Shroud can do that. 11-4. All things considered, that's a very good half for Gambit. Cloud9 did start to get back into it 3 rounds in a row. They were 9-1 down at some point. But 11-4, still possible. They win the pistol and get 3-0. They're all right back into it. So not over quite yet. But certainly not the promising half they're looking for. From what we saw on Mirage as well, they certainly have dropped off significantly.
Yeah, I mean, that's the shocking element to this whole game because they look so convincing. They beat Optic this morning 2-0 very fast. This game started off hot out of the gates. Stewie, Automatic, very impressive performance on Mirage, and then get absolutely battered. One of the most convincing games, despite that they managed to get 2 rounds. It was even as convincing as almost 16-0 at times.
Yeah. On
Cobble, and here they're looking equally as lackluster in finding their kills.
Hobbit.
As it goes to 14-4, 10 rounds in the lead and 2 rounds away from winning out the best of 3 when they were smoked in the first game. 3 back and forth. I shouldn't say back and forth, but 3 one-sided matches.
Yeah. Yeah, Cloud9. Not in a great position right now. They do get the AWP out for AKs as well, but they're known to be quite a heavy execution-based team on this map. They have got 4 smokes, but that's about it. No Molotovs, no HEs, a few flashbangs. But the open hands of Skadoodle. If there was a time to show up, this would be it. As we go into round number 19 here. This could mean series points is automatic grenade to the face there through long doors, and another one as well, down to 46 HP.
Desperate to find an opener, Cloud9, to try and spread this defense thin, but look at Mo's positioning with the AWP. Stewie, ooh.
The scout, but...
Scout, sorry, you're right. I'm sorry, Henry.
It's okay. I forgive you this time. Don't ever do it again.
I probably will.
I just wanted to point out, this round, this is kind of classic bonus round, right? You get the 2 UMPs, a FAMAS, a scout coming out. Even if you lose this round, you're in a great position. You're just trying to dent the economy. It's not so much win the round, just try and get as many kills as you possibly can. Shroud and Stewie doing some good work towards short at this point, bringing it into a 5-on-3. So looking like they'll take the round, but like I said, Gambit trying to damage the economy any way they can at this point. Make it a close round at least. Very low HP with that scout towards the aim, and it's going to be Hobbit getting taken down by nothing in the B tunnels.
Snappy. Don't convert the kill, Stewie, onto Zeus, but Shroud there to trade it out. And that's fine, given it's a 4 versus 1. And they keep 4 up in the situation as Mo and the scout try to fire in toward B. Don't quite convert, but backs away. They know exactly where he is. Round done and dusted, secured, as they'll bring the bomb in toward the B site, planted at default. Automatic the one to do so. Mo just going to wait this out. Make us wait a little bit longer, but Cloud9, this is good that they win this round. Goes on to 15. After the bye, I'd say there's absolutely no chance. At 14, I'll give them a shot, but it's going to be a desperate measure for them to pull back into this, and they've all got to start stepping up because no one individually is impressed. Maybe you could argue Shroud has, and you can see it on the scoreboard. He's at 15. And notably, his 3K spray down at long, well, the third one being a spray down at long, but the 3K on the A site in the first half was what turned this around to give them that bit of momentum that they did get to find 3 rounds.
Well, the problem is now Gambit, like I said before, do have plenty of money to buy up to the next round. They could get double orbs out straight away if they wanted to, especially with Mo saving his M4 as well. And all over to his teammate, and he has almost $6,500. Hobbit on 7K, so still not out of the woods just yet. Cloud9 may have won that first gun round, but it's all for naught. We'll see what happens here in round number 20. Does the double orb setup come out? It does not. It's going to be just Mo. 4 rifles around him. And they do get a nice full buy here. The incendiaries, the smoke grenades, the AWP, the fuse kits, everything they need to have a successful round here.
See if they can make it work, but it's the same in return. On the CT side, as they've got the AWP back on him out. It's a straight up brawl. Break potential. On either side, really, in this situation. Automatic is able to get in toward long sprays through, but he's found out by Doja, who gets the jump on him in return from the M4. Doesn't even take any damage in the exchange. And look out for Mo because he's trying to spot them on a catwalk. Knows they're there. He gets the full drop back toward Car before they even follow that up. But now they're going to try and go for a smoke execution. We haven't seen this from Cloud9. They've not had the option in this half because were fresh into it, and only now are they starting to stabilize their economy.
DUST here with some long control as well. But to be Stewie actually trying to make something happen here towards the mid doors. Man advantage firmly in favor of, I was about to say Gambit. They still have it for now, 4 versus 3. Stewie gets one in return. There's still execution potential now, very limited with just 3 players up. But Skadoodle with the orb, looks like they'll be focusing towards B. Stewie trying to do what he can and replay mid. Oh, that's a good shot towards Dozier.
He overcommitted to that by far. He heard him coming down, but he thought he was in mid-direct, not on the catwalk, and that flash nearly cost him. So very good accuracy to save his life. That pulls his teammates back as well from B, which is actually smart because Zeus coming out in mid, Stewie couldn't hold him there, which means they got an early rotation into B. Skadoodle, though, he'll catch Zeus off in transition as they go back toward A. It could have been a slaughter if they'd walked in, was the point I was going to make. Mo, oh, the flash timing perfect. Didn't even see Stewie jump over. And another headshot from Cloud9 is going to bring them into a position where they can plant. It's a 2 versus 1 for Hobbit, and Stewie's already gotten on top of him. It's now 6 rounds for Cloud9.
Oh, Hobbit was going to snap onto his head there, but not meant to be. So I think they have broken the economy now of Gambit. Cloud9 can breathe easy for a little bit, I guess.
Wow.
For a very short amount of time. There's no reason to really force into this round. Although they do have quite a significant amount of money, Gambit is going to be bringing in some upgraded pistols. Zeus gets head armor, interesting enough. Not really required considering this situation. You wouldn't want to bring an SMG, all things considered, for Cloud9, but number 21 comes in. No nades for the CTs. In terms of their setup, Zeus makes his way towards lower B. I'm not sure if he's been spotted. Nothing doesn't seem to be aware. That could be a possibility. So maybe the first kill coming in towards lower B any second.
Good pick up from Shroud as Adren tries to get aggressive inside of middle, and Zeus now is left alone and to his own devices in the bottom of middle. It's going to be Stewart to take him back as well. Automatic lovely shot through the doors. Just Hobbit and Dozier remain, and Stewie's already getting back toward the B tunnels. We're just going to push through and try and catch them off. Already waiting for it, though, is Automatic. So another checkbox ticked off, a 7th round, another job done, but they've still got to contend with the fact that guns are going to come back out for Gambit, and they still have only halved the lead. It's a long way to go for Cloud9.
Very long way to go indeed. Round number 22 comes in. Not looking as devastating as it was before, though. This is actually more realistic at this point. It's got to take each round as it comes. We go for the single orb setup once again for either side. Trying to potentially use long spawns. Don't fully commit. Nothing will just be smoke in the corner there, waiting for the reaction to come in from the CT. So you throw some nades in return. I think an incendiary was dropped in the long doors. Fast towards mid, though. It's Zeus locked down the first player. Look for that second frag as well. Does significant damage, but Shroud does take him down at the end. And he gets Shroud down to 19 HP and automatic towards long finds Dozier. Man advantage for Cloud9.
Good pick up as well from Mo, though, as he waits at car. They walk into it. Flash timing. Can't follow it up. He's going to go for more, though. There's no way he's going to sit back with an AWP and let them get close, and that works. Bombs dropped. Automatic down. It's on to Shroud. As Gambit with guns back up has definitely answered back. They may have given up 3 rounds to Cloud9, but they definitely won't give up a 4th, at least not in succession. Shroud's got it all to do. And Adren's already facing off toward this catwalk position at M4 against the 19 HP. He dares say it's done. He's on the barrels as well. Shroud anticipates it, but can't quite guess it correctly with the crosshair placement. It's map, it's series, and it's playoff point for Gambit.
Yeah, Gambit showing they are a force to be reckoned with, it seems. I didn't really expect too much from going into this tournament, but I've been thoroughly impressed with some of the key players there. Mo, especially, looking great. Hobbit, like you said before, player that wasn't really on our radar whatsoever before this tournament, and just shown to be a fantastic addition to the Gambit side. Ends round number 23 here. It's going to be Cloud9 needing 8 in a row to take us to overtime here. Very unlikely, but still possible. They have got a full buy here. It's good on the AWP as well. Flash to go over towards long, but they will be focusing towards middle, it seems.
Shroud's going to get in a position to go through the smoke after this flash goes out. No one watching Cat. They put 3 in B. As you said off the start, looking toward middle. This could actually benefit Cloud9 if they execute toward the A side, and nothing as always is going to wait in the B tunnels to catch rotations. Now, it's well known that he does do this. But keep that in mind. In fact, lots of teams do, not just nothing for that example, but Mo already flashed off. Molotov down below, smokes out. No one in CT means they can drop, they can walk out. Flash timing again means Mo can't get the shot in. Does tag Shroud, though, through the wall, and he'll back away. Doesn't want to take the fight. They're going to play the retake instead. And nothing waiting for this is going to have no effect in the round because Zeus and Adren go to CT spawn rather than catwalk directly. With the bomb finally going in, though, Stewie's got good position. Smoke off. He'll cover off long once more. And a Molotov down below could hold them out, but they're going to go forward of it. They're going to be committed. And there's already 2 at long. Dozier starts it. Shroud down. Automatic has to spray in 1. Looks for the transfer. Finds 2. Stewie gets Adren. But it's Zeus and Hobbit to pull it back. And Zeus is still doing damage. Thankfully, Stewie's able to take him down through the way of a box, and it's going to give Skadoodle the lineup. They're not done just yet.
Not quite, it seems. A very tense round, though, I have to say. It was the full execution. We've seen it many times before from Cloud9, getting the bomb down before any frags are exchanged. This time, no, the retake works in their favor. Like you said, nothing didn't have too much impact in terms of the round and getting kills there, but he's getting a lot of information, allowing his teammates to focus towards CT score, and that's basically the objective of the setup there. Another EK for Gambit. They said now it's going to be 7 rounds in a row. Cloud9 bring us into round number 24. It's going to be PT50 CZs at Deagle. You don't really hold much hope here for Gambit as we go into this one. Full buy for Cloud9, of course, just making sure they win this one as cleanly as possible.
Stewie thinks he has the read on Mo. He's not wrong, but he's got to be so careful, and nails it perfectly. Mo goes down. Excellent entry from Stewie. Quick little shot toward the platform as well. There's no need to overcommit to that just yet. Let Shroud get mid. Let Shroud get Cat. He's already taken out Zeus. With the pistols down, Adren not going to be able to do much, but they're going to double push on a Cat. So Stewie will get inside the site, call that it's empty. This might give away the fact that they're trying to get the aggression back in, and nothing. Tagged on a 58. Can now confirm that. Hobbit's going to go that direction. Thankfully, Shroud will wrap back around and give his teammates some help. 2 more kills for him. 3 in the round in total. Hobbit, the last alive, is found out from automatics. So Cloud9 efficiently take out that round as well. It's not like it matters for them to build up economy. If they lose one more, that's over.
Yep.
But they're getting closer.
Just got to take every round as it comes now. Every round, the percentage chance of them doing it increases. And it's another EK for Gambit. I think that's a good choice. Make sure you have the full buy. You don't want to keep forcing into these situations and allowing Cloud9 to get closer than they possibly should do. So, double digit. That's a milestone at least for Cloud9 here. 15-10. 5 rounds in a row on the T side. Doesn't seem as much of a mammoth task as it was before.
You're assuming, obviously, that the pistols don't
of course.
win. But
yeah,
it has been a shaky game.
Yeah, but like, it's PT50s, no armor, no nades.
Come on. Saying. They have armor on Hobbit, Henry.
Come on.
Oh, there's 3 on Cat. I do favor with you, especially where they've got a retake from Cat, or from CT at this point in time, giving up long again. Giving up Cat again. Adrenaline post still is at long with barrels. No one's going to pressure him. All 4 are going to stick together. They want strength in numbers with these rifles. I think with a little flash over smoke as well towards CT. Gets pushed with the Molotov in his hand. That gives an AK now to Hobbit, who's the one with the armor. So they have to consider this. They have to give it respect. They'll plant for Cat. Stewie's going to try and hold that off. And Hobbit's got his friends with him, which could become a bit of an issue with only Stewart down there on the AK. He's going to at least get automatic a little bit closer. If they lose another AK, then we've got a real chance on our hands. No kits. That's the one saving ailment right now for Cloud9.
Indeed.
They may just hold that AK as well. They want exits. I'm not sure why. Aside from building up their money, I'm not sure why exits matter so much against Cloud9 because, like I say, if they lose a round, they're done anyway. They're going to have money.
Yeah, well, exactly. Might as well just try and save his AK for Hobbit to boost his economy significantly. Trying to do some damage here, though. Like, every kill's worth $300, right? So this helps things out a little bit. Like you said, though, it doesn't really affect Cloud9's economy too much. They've got more than enough money in the bank, like 11K on 1 player, 7 on below, and 2 on AK, so it's absolutely fine. 15-10, though. There it is. Double digits. A milestone at least. So, 5 now required. We started off at 9. So, at this point, this is going to be the hardest situation for these CT sides. Just closing out 1 round. You know that's all you need. Double orb set up on the T side as well. Interesting for Cloud9.
Yeah, that makes me question it. They've got to get the opening pick then. And Skadoodle tries to, but gets Molotoved off, has to back away from long. And Doji gets a lot closer on the back of this as well with Adren to support. That means the second AWP. Okay, so they've switched it back. They went for an AWP for the pick so basically Skadoodle had the spawn for long corner, tried to go for the pick, but they also wanted to get a pick on the cross. So they left that second AWP in spawn, swapped it back to the AK. They know if they lose, it's done, so you might as well spend the money you have. So I understand what they're trying to do. It's actually quite clever in that sense. Mo tries to fire into what is a flash in his face.
Never ideal. Like I said, double orb setup here. Oh, it's actually single orb setup. They've swapped it over to the T's. They're just trying to go for that wallbang this time around, it seems, right?
Exactly. And one, like I said, Skadoodle had the spawn for long, so get both in position. They're going to take bomb back over toward B here as well. Nothing's already inside the tunnels, but there's 2 directly inside the B site for the CTs.
Well, we reach 52nd mark here. Cloud9 haven't really got too much in terms of the map control. We're making their way towards the B tunnels. Probably that singular smoke execution coming in. And Stewie, he heals towards mid.
I want to see a mid split here. I don't want to see all 5 going to choke point with 2 in the site. They need some presence in mid. They're going to go as well. Stewie's waiting for rotations. Shroud, automatic, nothing going through. Smoke in, flash out. Zeus in the corner and closet. Gets the first kill. Shroud follows it up. That's perfect. Now they should be able to convert the round, especially with Stewie waiting for these rotations. In fact, they're not even going to go for this Gambit. They want their weapons. They're going to save it long.
Yep, no need to put yourself in an uncomfortable position. That singular smoke setup as well actually works quite nicely. Smoke in front of the tunnels, 1 flashbang comes through. The flash is successful. These are the kind of players that can hit these one shots as they want to the side. So I think this is a pause coming in. I thought Gambit had already used it, but maybe they haven't on DUST2. It's been a long night.
I can't remember the old rules now that I know the new ones. I think it's
one per half?
only one per game. It's not 1 per half.
Okay, this is a problem.
I don't even remember anymore, man. Valve, you've messed us all up.
I'm going to have a look back in my...
Hold on, I had a rulebook here.
There you go.
I can't read those, so this might take a while. Henry, you talk for a minute.
I'm just looking through the log right now and seeing if we did have a pause. I don't think we did, actually. So, you know what? It doesn't matter. This is their first pause.
No, we definitely had a pause. Because when Cloud9 got 3 in a row, they called a pause. Gambit called it.
And it's not pausing for them, so...
Yep, I would say that's why. Because they've already caused it. They've already called it, so it's in the config that they can't call it again. So it should only be 1. I can't find where it is in this.
Nice. Well, there you go.
Rules and Violations, Chapter 4. We'll get back to that in a minute.
We'll get back to that in a thrilling chapter soon.
Timeout rules. It's going to be an op single for Skadoodle this time. He goes up against Mo. They've saved that, so they buy back in. Given that it's a save buy, though, it's going to be... Yeah, 1 per map is confirmed by the producer. So there you go. That's why it didn't pause for them. But given that it's a saved AWP and a force buy in around the 3-gun save, that means money's low again for Gambit. Cloud9 win this, make it 15-12. They could easily bring it back to within 2 rounds, but it's still 1 round at a time. They won't care about that yet. First, they've got to find a pick here to start this particular round off. Round 27 is Stewie's already inside of bottom mid. They've got a flash over top to let him back up a little bit further, and he'll nade on the Cat just to make sure he tries to push them back. A lot of pressure on Cat again from Gambit as Doja anchors along alone, and they're going to flash themselves out. He's inside of the pit. He's going to have to try and play this angle perfectly. Automatic the one to lead it. Shroud to cover the corner. Automatic getting wide. Isn't quite going to spot him all the way down. They need to trade this. The problem is if they do commit to this peak, Zeus is getting in a position towards CT ramp where he might be able to capitalize on one of them not giving him the attention required. Flash over. Skadoodle. Oh! Jumps down, looks right at him, doesn't realize it! How does he not with the AWP? And Shroud, he's suddenly standing in the open, does at least return the frag, and thankfully nothing hit Zeus. That was the second one I mentioned, but Mo stepped up with the AWP. Adren takes down Stewie on Cat, and Automatic is the last to remain for Cloud9.
Okay, then. We'll get back to that pit situation in a moment. Is this going to actually get very excited now? Automatic with the AWP in his hands. They know where he is. He's only got 20 seconds remaining. That's a problem. Good Molotov. Takes down Mo as well. Now it's 1v1 versus Adren. And
Adren's going to back away. It's a swap to the AK from Automatic. This could be the call that makes it because he's 46 HP. Flashed in on the corner. Doesn't spot him now, does. Doesn't stick around to hit the shot either, though it's 7 seconds. He has to commit to the plant. Oh, he's left his shoulder exposed. Adren's going to be on top of him, but immediately as soon as the bomb goes down, thankfully he goes inwardly, but a shot from Adren. The head ripped off, and Gambit will move through to the playoffs. Cloud9, they go down swinging, but they do go down.
Indeed they do. Nice little clutch there to finish things off. Adren holds his nerve. Took a while for them to get there after a really formidable first half there, but they finished it off in style. 16-11 is your final score. You're absolutely right. Cloud9 gave us a really decent attempt there to get back into it. They tried until the very end there. 1v1 is the one that eludes them. And there we go. Gambit do book themselves a place in the semi-finals, and sadly we do say goodbye to Cloud9.
And to me, like I say, my 3 picks for this tournament, all gone. All gone in groups. Dignitas, Optic, now Cloud9, and Gambit stepping up. I have to say, hats off to Hobbit. That guy is... I'm a fan.
Yeah?
I'm a fan of Hobbit.
He was very
sick.
good. In terms of like this raw skill he's got, like, talk about him throughout the series, he looked great. And yeah, that final map, especially on DUST2, there's so many great shots there. Seems like a very versatile player. We saw him with the AWP a couple of times as well. I have to say, the commiserations to Cloud9 after that performance they gave us on Mirage. What a way to kick off this series, right? We thought, okay, no one's touching them here. No one can actually touch him at all in terms of the actual skill they're possessing. And they just kind of diminished and just fell off after the second map.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And Automatic had to try and face them that last play, but you can't narrow it down to 1 round. There was lots of issues. Cobblestone was a very large one for Cloud9. Yeah. Again, though, Gambit played very well. They took the lead early, CT side for Cloud9. To be fair, we've talked about this a little bit in Pro League as well when we saw them into what it's kind of a G2 issue. The Cloud9 DUST2, or sorry, Cloud9's DUST2 CT side, that's where I was going with this, hasn't always been convincing. And again, it cost them here. So Again, you say commiserations. I say time to prepare. This is 3 teams in this tournament that should, in this crowd, in this company, should not be going down in this fashion.
Yeah, I would agree.
And it's extremely encouraging as well. We've got the major qualifier in 3 weeks' time. Cloud9's got a reset for that. Dignitas has to go into that and get ready. And Gambit, who just showed both of them, they're ready to play, are already in the next major and waiting for all of it. So it's exciting.
Yeah, I'm loving this Gambit lineup right now. I think that it was kind of questionable whether, like, after they got the legendary status, how they're actually going to do with that going forward. But since the addition of Zeus, they're looking fantastic, I have to say.
Yeah, well, speaking of, he's standing by with none other than Smix.
Thank you very much, Sadakist. Congratulations, Adren. A phenomenal feat, taking out Cloud9 to move on to the semifinals. And we'll jump into the details of that match in just a little bit. But speaking of Gambit's results lately, I know that recently you guys got first place at the Acer Predator Masters. And here at this event, you're now in the semifinals. So that must feel like great progress for you guys.
Yeah, it was a great progress. But after Acer Predator Masters, we went to play for national team in VSG. So we got a break, like 1 week. So in the beginning, it was tough to play because we just lost our game style. And then we just somehow recover, and we just improving on the tournament step by step.
Well, speaking of this match, Mirage started out really hard for you guys. It looked very dominant by Cloud9.
Yeah, we knew that they playing Mirage very good, but we didn't practice it a lot. But we played our best, and it didn't work.
But then the next 2 maps, it was like a flip switched, and it was the exact opposite. So what happened there, and why do you think that you guys were able to do so well?
We just talked a little, and we just switched our game style. Just played how we can play, not playing against them, just play our game style, and it worked.
And speaking of playing your game style, was there any specific preparation you did for Cloud9, as they are a team that have been performing really well recently?
Yeah, we just prepared for them. We just wanted to play against them. I mean anti-tactics, but it didn't work. And then we just decided to play our game. That's all.
Well, your next opponent will be Godsent in the semifinals. Obviously, a very talented team. Defeating Cloud9, does that give you some confidence going up against them?
Definitely going to be a hard game because they're playing in their home soil. I know the crowd will be against us, so it's going to be hard. I know. And there is a lot of players that wanted majors and stuff. They got good players, so we'll see.
Well, you guys looked very impressive today, so best of luck, Adren. And with that, 4 teams are eliminated today, but maybe not the few that people expected.